Thank you very much and welcome to my High Commission. I have been here almost 3 years now, and I came during the period of COVID in 2020 when all the airports were closed and there were no flights coming to Islamabad and to Lahore carrying passengers. In fact, I got into a cargo aircraft, a Sri Lankan Airlines coming from Colombo. That's how we arrived in Lahore, and then from Lahore took the motorway. I found a fascinating, beautiful country. My first impression about Pakistan is that driving down from Lahore to Islamabad. And the last 3 years had been a very pleasant stay. The people in Pakistan are extraordinarily nice, and they are especially nice when they know that I'm Sri Lankan because of our close friendship. So in all, the last 3 years has been a very good stay for me in Pakistan. High profile visit from Pakistan to Sri Lanka in 21 in February, your Prime Minister went. And it was followed by a ministry delegation came to Islamabad. And from there onwards, we have been having visits of politicians. We have had the Navy Commander, the Chief of Naval Staff, the Chief of Defence Staff coming here. And you must remember these last 3 years, 1.5 years was COVID, and there was no visits. So we have been having some visits, and we had your State Minister of Foreign Affairs visiting Sri Lanka as an honoured guest for our Independence Day on the 4th of February this year. And and I think there are a lot of sideline meetings also. Both politicians are meeting at various other events outside. So our relations and the meetings are going on. No, I think SARC was formed as a platform for the South Asian countries. One is for the people, development of the people, the connectivity, then economic well-being. The countries, if you put together, is one of the largest population in the world. I think close upon to about one-fourth the population is in SAARC. And if you take the GDP of the SAARC countries put together, it's more than the ASEAN. And so only thing, we are not doing trade among each other. But if we can get the SAARC back on track, I'm sure that we'll be one of the big regional organizations, both economically and in every way. Yeah, Pakistan signed your first free trade agreement with Sri Lanka in 2005. I mean, that was your first. And since then, that there had been some improvement in our trade. The architects of the free trade agreement expected it to go to up to at least 2 billion. But we have come up to about 450 to 480 million dollars. There are many reasons for that. Out of that, Sri Lanka is your 12th largest export destination in 2021. So Sri Lanka has imported roughly about $384 million worth of goods from Pakistan. So it's a very important trading partner for Pakistan. Now we are looking at Sri Lanka is basically a tourist destination. And we also got into a real problem during the last year because our tourism came to almost zero with COVID. And so that didn't draw the dollars which should have come to Sri Lanka. Pakistan has a large outbound tourism, which generally go to Baku, Turkey, they go to UAE, Indonesia, Malaysia. We are trying to attract them to Sri Lanka. I mean, we think that if the Pakistanis come to Sri Lanka, right, it will balance our trade balance because you will come and spend some money and we buy your stuff. Our most attracted items which come to Pakistan was in 1970s, tea. But you are not buying the Sri Lankan tea now. We are buying the African teas. So if you can get the Sri Lankan tea back, I think then we might be able to, solve our balance of trade. The thing is that Sri Lankan tea is a little bit expensive because our tea is hand plucked, right? Every tea leaf is selectively plucked, whereas the other teas are just plucked by machines. So it's relatively cheaper. And when a country gets used to a particular tea for a long period, it takes a while for us to get back. But we are trying to come back, at least for the niche market, because our tea is drunk differently. We don't cook the tea. Our tea goes to a pot and it is boiled and then you pour it and drink. Like people in Kashmir, they drink in that manner. So we are looking at the niche market in Pakistan for Sri Lankan tea, and hopefully that we should come back because Pakistan is the largest tea exporter in the world. You bring a lot of like chipboards. There are many aluminium products, electrical certain products come here. Then this house wiring come here. But it's a basket of lot of products. One of the main areas which is also palm, the betel leaves. It's also has a large market here. And because of a free trade agreement, we also buy a fair amount of your basmati rice, right? We buy your pharmaceuticals and cotton. So
And sports goods,
yes, certainly you are making one of the best sports goods in the world. We had the 30-year scourge of terrorism. Pakistan also assisted us in defeating the terrorists, and we defeated it in 2009. And from 2009, we have not had a single terrorist incident except for the unfortunate blast that were carried out by some extremists. They were not the Tamil Tigers, but they carried out bombs in churches and some hotels, and that had impact on our tourism. But after that, the COVID is really that destroyed our tourism, and now we are coming out of it. At the moment, we are okay. People are coming in. We have very good relations with all the countries. If I name Pakistan, our relation started in 1948 when our father of the nation visited your father of the nation in Karachi. And from there onwards, our diplomatic relations started. We have complemented each other in regional and international fora, come to assistance whenever we need, whether it is terrorism or whether it is medical requirement or whether it is cricket, because we have a passion for cricket like yours. So basically, the two countries have been enjoying good relations, although we don't share a common border.
Yeah.
Our relations with China has been basically commercial. There's no military relationship with China, and they have come to our assistance in giving us loans. But if you really look at the amount of loans what we have taken from China is only 10% of our loans, so it's not a significant amount. Um, I think India has given us more loans now than China. So, I mean, since of 2021, the loans which we have got from India when we got into this financial crisis is also huge. Our relations with all other countries, whether it is Nepal, whether it is Bhutan, all in SAARC and even beyond, are very good. Our foreign policy is neutral. We don't get involved in any geopolitics now, and we are friends of all and enemy to none. We have before 2018 touching about 2.5 million. Now we are coming up to about 1.4. So we have not yet reached what we were getting in 2018. But I think by end of this year, we might be able to come back to the previous levels. Yeah, because everything has to come to an end. My term is coming to an end. I'll be leaving Pakistan in a month's time. And it's a very memorable period for me because I'm not a career diplomat. I am admiral, and then I was a governor of a province. So this was my first foreign assignment, and I really do enjoyed it. And so I think that Pakistan is a resilient country like us. I mean, there are ups and downs, and don't worry, your country will come back to where it should be as a regional power in this area. Yes, because we have been taking part in your Oman every year. We send a ship and a senior officer visits. We have also sent some officers for training, sailors for training in Pakistan. Naval relations are always good.
So thank you very much, Excellency, sir. We just that's very good.